This is Craig Resnick coming to you from the 2022 ARC Advisory Group Orlando Forum. With me today is my special guest, William Blankemeier, who is the president of PeopleFlo. How are you doing today, William?
Doing great, thanks.
Is this your first ARC Forum?
No, it's my second.
Well, I'm glad. We're glad to have you back. It's been a long absence thanks to the pandemic, and hope it's certainly been a very busy week for you.
It's been a great week.
You know, sometimes a lot of questions we get are, what about PeopleFlo? Who is PeopleFlo? Can you tell the audience of something about PeopleFlo and what kind of problems are you solving for customers?
Sure, we've had kind of an interesting journey. I left the corporate world 16 years ago to start a brand new pump company. And the objective was to design a new pump, a sealless pump, to address the mechanical seal leakage issues in the pump industry and do it at an affordable price. And that worked well, but we had so many other ideas to solve problems in the industry that we decided after 8 years to sell that product line in Viro gear to Dover's Pump Solutions Group and start a pump innovation lab, a pump design and innovation lab in Chicago, where we did work for some of the pump OEMs. But we also identified some of the big problems in the industry that we wanted to tackle. And that's when we started to focus on this major problem that's been a leading cause of high maintenance costs, downtime costs, enormous energy waste and CO2 emissions, and decided to focus the company 100% on developing a solution to that problem.
Yeah, so it sounds like certainly you have some unique technology. Can you talk about the technology a bit and what are some of the benefits that your customers derive from that technology?
Sure. So the problem we're solving is running a fixed speed pump with a control valve. So it's operating a pump and motor at full speed no matter what the process wants. So that works really well for process control and making your product. It doesn't work very well in terms of energy efficiency and reliability. In fact, from an energy perspective, it's kind of like it's been compared to driving your car with 1 foot full on the gas and 1 foot on the brake. So we developed this Edge AI technology. It's a hardware-software solution. And the objective was to really make it simple for a customer to be able to have a baseline speed, a resetting of a baseline speed in order to save energy and to also improve the operating points of the machines. So the idea was stay out of the process control system, no connections or no changes, and put this Edge AI platform that includes a variable speed drive. And what it does is it picks a speed that optimizes how the pump motor and the control valve work together, and then simply lets the process control system react to it. And so it's a plug and play type solution, but it is a full edge software stack with an industrial computer. We've got a PLC, a drive, and then the capability to do live streaming of high resolution data and process that data right there at the edge. But I think the key thing is it takes action. It closes the loop. It senses what the demands are in the control loop and what the valve position is, and then says, okay, we can lower the speed automatically to 3,000 RPM and just keep it there until there's another change in the process control system. And it saves energy and improves reliability.
Well, that is certainly obviously of top of mind today. I mean, it's certainly, companies are always asking us about ESG benefits and what kind of automation solutions provide them with ESG benefits. So could you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. And everyone knows that this particular configuration does waste a significant amount of energy. It's just been hard to get at because the process control system is so integrated and based on valve control. So if we keep the valve control and don't make any changes, but lower the speed, we can save about 50% on energy consumption per pump system. And that really adds up. If we put 200 or 300 of these machine edge units next to pump systems, we can save $3 million and about $3 million a year in energy costs. And that's going to depend on the cost of energy. In the high energy locations, it's going to be a lot more. And then for the typical plant also, it's going to be 20,000, 25,000 metric tons of CO2 equivalent that we can save. So really we're a green tech solution that really can make a difference when it comes to the energy side.
Yeah, what's really good about that is the fact that as companies, certainly, you have to talk the talk and walk the walk. So as companies are telling their ESG story and how they're being more sustainable and operationally resilient, now they can leverage your technology as a way of highlighting that what they're doing, what their savings are, and that's certainly a win-win situation for everybody,
Yes,
including the shareholders.
that's true. I think there's a big push there all the way around. Really,
Yeah.
everybody wins. And then with the new CO2 credits, not the CO2 credits, but the CO2 cost of carbon that may be coming down the pike in certain parts of the world, really just makes the the solution that much more valuable.
What other trends are you seeing? Certainly the energy savings is the first thing that I would see at the top. But what other trends are you seeing? And and what advice would you have for end users as far as to leverage your technology to help with some of those other emerging trends?
Sure. Well, I think the trends are pretty obvious, and I'll leave it up to you guys, I think, to be the ones to be the experts on the trends. But obviously the environment and the climate and autonomous operation, those kind of things. But one thought I can share, I don't know if it's advice, but I can share, is the area we're focused on is control loop machines. So every control loop in a plant has a motor and a pump to put energy in the system and a valve to control. And those three machines are so interdependent. So my suggestion is the understanding the performance from an energy standpoint and even a reliability standpoint by a holistic approach, looking at how those three machines interact is so important to, I think, getting to the end game of effective predictive analytics. And not only are these machines so interrelated with each other, but with the particular control loop, it's so interrelated. So as we go down that remote asset management or improving operational excellence, just this holistic approach, I think, is so valuable. And I just emphasize that.
Well, that's great. It was great having you here. I think what you bring to the table is certainly going to be is very well received to this point, and it certainly has going to have a long straight climb. And we look forward to having you at future ARC forums to review your progress.
That's great. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, William. And this is Craig Resnick coming to you from the 2022 ARC Advisory Group Orlando Forum. Thank you so much. Have a great day.